What's up, guys, and welcome back to IAM Real Estate. Today I want to talk about a question and something that a lot of people ask, and that is, should I buy a multifamily or a single family? Okay, which one's better? Which one should I buy first? What's going to be better for me long term? I want to cover that in today's video. Let's go. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about buying a multifamily versus buying a single family. Which one is better to do first? Well, the first thing that's always going to come to my mind if somebody is going to ask me that, it's going to say that, what are your intentions with buying your house? Are you buying a house as an investment? Are you buying a house to live in? Okay. I've had people answer that question and say, oh, I want to live in it. I want to get a multi and live in it. I want to get a single and live in it, right? Well, let's talk about what each one means, okay? If you buy a multi-family, let's say that you're going to buy a 3-family house. 1, 2, 3, very, very, very basic picture, guys. You're going to buy a 3-family house. Say that you're going to live on the 3rd floor, all right? You live here, okay? Fix my Y. All right, you live here, so you're living on the 3rd floor. What does that mean for floor 1 and 2? It's very, very likely that you bought that multi-family home for all intents and purposes to rent them out. Say, I'm gonna make it super, super basic. I dropped the marker cap, but I don't need it right now. Make it super, super basic, guys. Let's say that you're gonna rent each floor out to $800, okay? Okay, that means together you have an additional income of $1,600 a month, okay? Now, I also want to throw out there that when you are renting and you have people that are paying you rent, it's very, very likely that when they file taxes, they're going to put on their taxes that they pay rent, which means you also have to put the $1,600 a month onto your taxes, which I'm sure it's going to add up to somewhere close to, I don't know, $15,000 or something like that. I really don't know. But probably more like 17. You have to put this on as your part of your income, but nonetheless, it's gonna help you with your monthly mortgage. It's gonna be extra cash coming into the bank. And again, it is a multifamily. If you have a single family, and if you buy a single family home, it's just you, okay? Just you. You, your family, your kids, your dog, your cat, whatever you're into, okay? So, it's all ultimately about what's gonna fit you better, all right? Some people ask me, well, what are the benefits to buying a multi-family home first, or what are the benefits to just buying a single family, or I want to start to invest, or things like that. So that's when they start to ask about the math, and the easiest way for us to break down the math for you guys is very, very simple, okay? I always like to say, if somebody asks me how much money do I need to put down, I'm always going to tell them you need to put down 3.5%. Okay, you always have to put down 3.5%. Higher, and if you're in the 700s, you can sometimes get 3%, or sometimes you get no money down programs, which is awesome. But let's go with, for our intents and purposes, let's go with 3.5% now. All right, let's say that you're gonna buy the multi-family house first, okay? We're gonna say that, just again, for number purposes, guys, I'm gonna get a better marker and change up this color. So let's say our multi-family home is $300,000. You're getting a 3-family, all right? And let's say that our single family home is gonna be $100,000. Let's do the math on which one would make more sense to buy first, all right? If you are buying your multi first, we're going to do it over here. Multi first, okay? If you're buying your multi-family home first and you buy the multi at 3.5%, because this is your first home, okay? Your first home, you have to put 3.5% down on, all right? And you have to live in it as well. You can't just say, oh, I'm just buying it, all right? I'm going to throw that out there. You have to live in it. But let's say you're going to live on the 3rd floor like we talked about. You have to put 3.5% down. Doing quick math, that's going to be $9,000, $10,000, $10,500, all right? It's going to be about $10,500 to put down. That is not including closing costs, guys. That is only including your 3.5% down payment. But again, this is just for our purposes, all right? So you're probably talking about putting $10,500 down. After 2 or 3 years, you're like, okay, now I'm gonna go buy my own single family home. And you're like, all right, I have the cash in the bank. How much am I gonna have to put down to buy this $100,000 single family house? All right, very, very simple, guys. Now you're buying the single family. And because you already own, wow, that was bad. Because you already own one house, guys, and because you already own this multifamily property, the second house you buy, you have to put 20% down. All right. So now you have to put 20% down on a $100,000 house, which is going to put you at $20,000. Okay. Again, this does not include closing costs. This is just the percentage that you have to put down towards the house. All right. Which means in total we would spend about $30,500 to put down. All right. If you buy the multi-family first, you would spend $30,500 between buying the multi and then buying the single. So let's just put it over here. Again, let me get a different color. We'll use red. All right. So multi first. First is going to be $30,500. Okay. Seems like a lot of money, guys, but again, put it into perspective. This is over a couple years. This is after you've accumulated and you've been collecting rent and all that fun stuff, okay? So now let's do it as if we're buying our single family house, okay? So now your single family, you have to put 3.5% down, okay? 3.5% of 100K is going to put you at $3,500, all right? So you're going to be putting down $3,500 for your single family. Again, because your multi is going to be your second house and you're owning both of them at the same time, you have to put 20% down, okay? Now, 20% on a $300,000 house, again, not including closing costs, is going to cost you $60,000. All right, you put them together, $63,500. All right. If you want to compare it over here, if you buy the multi first, guys, you're going to be spending about $30,500 versus if you bought the single family and then bought the multi-family later, you're going to be spending $63,500, okay? Again, whenever you are buying a second home and it's relatively in the same area, if they're in different states, you could have a conversation with your lender. But when they're in relatively the same area, you have to put 20% down on the second house that you buy. All right. So this is just to put some perspective into should I buy the multifamily or should I buy the single family first? All right. That judgment is ultimately up for you to make. It's ultimately going to be what makes you comfortable. I've showed this figure to some people when they say, hey, listen, I don't want to deal with tenants. I would rather just go buy the multifamily separately later on because I want the single family home for me, my wife, my kids, and all that fun stuff, and we don't want to have to deal with other people, right? Whatever's going to make you happy, that's what you should ultimately go with. If you guys have any comments, any questions, anything you agree or disagree with, leave them in the comments section, guys. I'll see you again very soon.